So she was invited to co-host the Today Show, and when she got there, she saw that she did not like her green room accommodations, and she asked to be moved to a larger green room, and they denied her that access because J-Lo was accompanying the main green room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with Kelly on this. Like, it's perfectly okay to walk away when people try to lowball you in your negotiations or give you something subpar than what you asked for. Like, this is what you have to do to get people to respect your name. And this is what I was trying to say to Taraji P. Henson and, people like Monique. Sometimes you got to walk away so they know you're not going to take the slap that they're trying to give you.
Well, of course, a lot of people had opinions about this situation, and Bethenny Frankel was one of them. There is a Page 6 headline that says, Bethenny Frankel slams Kelly Rowland for diva expectations over Today Show dressing rooms. Can we listen to what Bethenny had to say, right?
Kelly Rowland walked off the set of the Today Show because the dressing room wasn't up to par. She was co-hosting with Hoda, and it wasn't it. I've co-hosted with Hoda, and I've arrived there, and the makeup area that you touch up in is like grab a croissant and some plastic and pray for the best, and it's just not what that's about. And it's an honor to be there and to sit down with Hoda, and that was not the moment for diva expectations.
Listen, if you feel like it's an honor to go and do that job, then that's good for you. Maybe Kelly Rowland might have felt the same way back in the early days of her career as well. But everybody doesn't feel like this. Imagine from the perspective of a factory worker. A factory worker doesn't get up and say, oh, it's an honor for me to have this job. Yes, they feel blessed to have that job. But that worker gets up early and goes to that job and provides a hard-working service to make that company money. So at the end of the day, they're providing a service and they're going to properly get paid for that service. And the company is going to turn a profit from all of this. It's a symbiotic exchange. As a matter of fact, a lot of people feel like this company ought to feel very happy to have help because we all know it's very hard to find good help. So to have a worker that's good, and that's what Kelly is. Kelly is a hostess, co-hostess that's being paid to come in and do this job. And her name brings cachet with it. And there's certain things that she should not have to accept. Some people will accept it. Some people will be like, hey, I can go get another job. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's some things that the company that employs you is not going to accept. They're not going to accept you being late. They're not going to accept you fighting on the job. You know what I'm saying? If you do these things, you can be fired. It's the same type of thing.
Bethenny, stop. Cut it out. Bethenny, I would not expect that take from you because you are the same person who had your lawyer send Bravo a litigation hold letter that alleged the company engaged in grotesque and depraved mistreatment of its on-air talent. Bethenny also accused Bravo's parent company of plying talent with alcohol while depriving them of food and sleep, as well as denying mental health treatment. The moral of the story is Bethenny doesn't like to see people mistreating talent. Bethany doesn't like to see people taking advantage of talent. So Bethany, if a talent like Kelly Rowland felt like they was being mistreated and decided, she was being mistreated to the point she should walk away, who are you to tell her she's acting like a diva? Okay, we all know you have to teach people how to treat you. So if the Today Show wasn't treating Kelly the way she wanted to be treated, who are we to tell Kelly Rowland, suck it up, buttercup? No, it is necessary and even vital to set standards for your life. I don't have a problem with Kelly having boundaries. I don't have a problem with Kelly Rowland or any talent walking away from a situation if they aren't being treated correctly. All of these production companies, networks, TV shows, y'all got life effed up in 2024. If you ask these people to take time out of their lives to come co-host your programs, treat them with respect.
Furthermore, if you're a TV show that constantly invites celebrity guests on there, why do you even have any terrible dressing rooms? The dressing room should all be up to a certain standard that celebrities would accept. Wouldn't you think so? Because I always hear these stories about terrible dressing rooms, and you would think that since they deal in the business with celebrities, that they would up their standards of the dressing rooms. That this wouldn't be a problem, an ongoing one.
In business, they say the customer is always right. Well, so is talent when it comes to situations like this. If Kelly Rowland felt like they weren't felt like she wasn't being treated with the respect she deserves, she has every right to walk away. Stop acting like y'all doing talent a favor by putting them on your shows, and realize nowadays talent is doing you a favor, because most talents don't need these looks in 2024. Okay, you need them to garner attention for your programs in a lot of these cases, not the other way around. Okay, set boundaries, y'all. All right, everybody out there, don't be afraid to set boundaries. Like the good sister Nature Tawab Glover says, set boundaries, find peace. What Kelly Rowland did brought her extreme peace, and that's what setting boundaries is all about. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. I'm sorry if the Today Show and Bethany Frankel were disappointed that Kelly Rowland chose to do what was best for her and her mental and emotional health. But loving yourself will always trump disappointing others. Bethany Frankel, you should be ashamed. Don't call yourself standing up for talent at Bravo, but then tell someone else they should stand down and deal with it. Please get Bethany Frankel the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, no. You are the donkey of the day.
Listen, these shows have great names and great comedy and great skits and great banter and all of this type of stuff. And they've been solidified as great shows over the years. But if it is an interview-driven show, people are tuning in for those celebrities that you're going to have on the show. They're waiting to see, oh, that person's here. This person is here. And this group's here. Oh, yeah, that's who I want to see. Yeah, so you're waiting to see the people that is being brought on. So knowing this, you would think that these shows would make sure that all the accommodations are up to snuff. And not just up to snuff, but up to celebrity snuff. You dig what I'm saying? It's too many stories that I hear about terrible dressing rooms and this, that, and they raggedy and they, no bathroom and no mirror and no this and no that. Gary Owen was like, man, they put him in the closet one time working for the Steve Harvey show, and he was supposed to be kind of co-host type of thing, right? And he like, man, there ain't no mirror. It's so small, and where I'm gonna use the bathroom? And they was walking him to a public bathroom. He was like, no, I'm not doing this. If y'all don't fix this, he gave him a couple weeks to fix the stuff he had negotiated in his contract, and they wouldn't fix it, and so he left. And that's what you have to do. You have to stand on what you know you're used to and what you negotiated and leave. And this is what I was trying to get across to Taraji P. Henson, what I was not while I was talking to her, but what I said in the videos about Taraji and like Monique, if they lowball you like they did Monique, sometimes you have to do what Donnell Rollins said and bet on yourself. He brought up that Dave Chappelle, yes, he's got the Netflix big deals and the 40 million this and 40 million that, but there's been so many other specials where that offer wasn't on the table, and he said, well, you know what, I'm just going to go and fund my own special. I'm going to bet on myself to win. And that's what you have to do. You have to walk away from their table if they're not offering what you want and go and bet on yourself, and sometimes it'll work out better for you. And Taraji, if they're trying to lowball you and trying to give you meager accommodations and all this type of stuff, sometimes you have to say no and walk away for the betterment of your sanity. Now when they offered her the deal, she was apprehensive about it, but she signed anyway. But then she complained the whole way along. And it's like, well, you can't not negotiate properly or have your team not properly negotiate and then sign on and then be mad about what you signed on for. If you accept the lower pay grade for the optics of the movie, then cool. But if you don't want to do that, then you have to say no. And I think that's why she's frustrated, because over the years, she should have got a raise, and her team didn't demand the raise that she should have got. And now she's kind of pinned herself to these numbers that are lower than what she expects. And when you do that, you kind of draw yourself in the corner. So if you have a problem that you don't address immediately, like the men in dresses, when they come in there with that dress and you be like, no. But let's say after you say no, you be like, well, I'll wear the wig instead of the dress. I ain't gonna do, if you don't address that, then they put you in that wig, then they're gonna keep coming to try you with more things of that nature, right? You have to say no to the dress and the wigs and the whole get up, you know what I'm saying? And address that problem where it is. And so when you are courageous enough to walk away from the table, like that's your best bargaining chip a lot of times, being ready to walk away when it's not the proper deal on the table for you. But I'll tell you this, don't price yourself out the game. Like you can't serve McDonald's food and sell it at gourmet steakhouse prices. You know what I'm saying? Price yourself out the game, you know, coming in demanding too much, doing too much. Know your worth and all of that, but don't price yourself out the game because it's going to cause people to walk away. This is what we're dealing with in dating in this day and age. You got a lot of women who like, oh, you got to cash out me $500 before we even start talking on the phone. You got to get my hair and nails done and buy my outfit for me to go on a date with you. You got to give me $250 for the babysitter, and we better go spend $1,000 on the date. What? Pricing yourself out the game. You're a single mother with 3 kids by 2 different baby daddies. You got to come down with that price, baby. You know what I'm saying? Fellas is not paying Bentley prices for a used Honda. That's some game from my man with Dirty Money podcast or whatever. Whatever he said, that it's not, you know, you can't do that. You got to get a little more level-headed about where you are in life and what you offering and find somebody that's willing to deal with that. And they're on about the same level as you. Y'all priced at about the same amount. Y'all can ride off into the sunset happy together. But with that said, it's your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.